If you're watching this video, it's probably because you've had panic attacks and you may have asked yourself, how can I distract myself from this panic attack? Well, I'm going to show you 3 simple steps that you can take in that situation to distract you from a panic attack. I'm going to walk you through, explain exactly how to do them, and I'm going to give you a personal example of how they worked for me. I'm Eddie. I'm with a Mindful Emergence, where we offer simple steps to becoming whole using mindfulness, movement, and breathing practices. And if you're new to our YouTube channel, I invite you to like this video if it gives you value. And of course, subscribe and hit the notification bell. We upload videos every Monday and Thursday. That way you won't miss any. So let's jump right into this. Well, let me share a little bit of personal history. And that is that in my early 20s, I was arrested on a narcotics charge, and I spent 2 years in a maximum security prison in upstate New York named Attica. Well, in 1971, while I was there, an uprising exploded and resulted in the deaths of 43 people. So as you can imagine, I experienced trauma. And moving forward after that, I had numerous panic attacks where I would get in situations where I was triggered and I was put into this kind of fight or flight response. Now, I want to mention right now that when I talk about panic attack, I'm not differentiating that from anxiety attack. I know some people see it a little differently, but we can refer to either one of those. So now let me explain a situation that happened several years ago after I had learned these skills that I'm going to demonstrate for you today. I live in Asheville, North Carolina. In the central part of Asheville, there's Pack Square, where they have concerts that are free in the summer. And this particular concert featured Tower of Power, great band from, I guess they were the 80s. 70s maybe. Anyway, they came in, there were thousands of people. It was a great time. My partner Margaret and I are right in the middle of the crowd, really enjoying the music. And suddenly I started feeling the sensations of a panic attack. You know them, right? Increased heart rate, sweating, changes in body temperature. And all of a sudden I felt trapped in this group of people. Even though I wasn't really in danger, my body was saying, get out of there. And I turned to Margaret and I said, we need to go. And she understood. So we immediately left this group of people. We went off to the side. And the very first thing I did was ground myself. That's the first step, grounding yourself. Now, in that particular situation, I was standing. And I just pressed my feet into the ground. Okay. And then I went over to a tree and I just started pushing against a tree. What this helps us do is get in our body in a way that feels safe. See, the thing about trauma is that trauma is stored in the body, and being in the body can be really terrifying, out of control. But this is something that we have control of, something you can do. For example, right now, sitting in my chair, I can press my feet into the floor. I can push my toes down and lift them up. I can shift the weight to the inside, the outside of the feet. I can feel my back pressed against the chair, my bottom. I can notice what that feels like. Now, it may not always be comfortable, whatever I'm experiencing, but it feels safe. I'm in control. I can feel my hands in my lap. So that's the first step, is to distract yourself by bringing your awareness into your body and connecting in some way outside yourself to ground yourself. It can be very helpful. Second thing involves the breath. So this is what I did. As I was standing there, pressing my feet into the ground, pushing against the tree, I brought my attention to the experience of breathing. Right now, as I'm sitting, I can notice my belly, my chest expanding on an inhale, contracting on an exhale. As I breathe, I can notice the sensation, if I really pay attention, at the tip of my nose, the air moving in and out, perhaps on my upper lip. So we bring attention to the breath as we ground, and then we extend the exhale ever so little. So we're not pushing or forcing anything. We might count the inhale like 1, 2, 3, 4, and the exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just a little bit longer. Breathing in 4, breathing out 5, breathing in 4, maybe breathing out 6. So what's happening here is there's neurophysiology that is working for us. You see, when we get a panic attack, what happens is we're jacked up into the sympathetic nervous system. The limbic system, maybe you've heard of the amygdala, is having what I call an oh shit moment, and it's preparing us for fight or flight. Okay, that's those sensations in the body is getting us ready to respond to a situation that we feel is threatening. So, what we do here by grounding ourselves and lengthening the exhale is help bring us back down into the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of our autonomic nervous system that's more involved with rest and digest. And by doing that, we help that part of the brain that doesn't work when we're in fight or flight, the prefrontal cortex, it's offline, right? We help bring it back online. So when I did this back outside Pax Square, I was able to pause and realize I'm okay. I'm safe now. I don't have to worry about anything. I am not actually experiencing any threat. I'm safe. All right. Then there's the third thing you can do to really help the situation, and that's by using something called bilateral stimulation. So after I grounded myself, extended my exhale, I cross my arms and I start tapping. Right below the collarbone is a acupressure point, and you just about this rhythm, this tap. You can close your eyes if you want to, if that feels safe. Grounding, extending the exhale, tapping. Once again, we're using science, we're using neurophysiology because bilateral stimulation stimulates both sides of the body, sending messages to both sides of the frontal lobe saying, talk to each other, engage. You can think this through. You're okay. I recommend doing the tapping for at least a minute. Obviously, you can do it longer. And if you're in a situation where you feel awkward doing this, maybe you're in the DMV or in some kind of meeting where you start getting stressed, you can just tap your legs, and that's not very noticeable or obtrusive. And that can be helpful as well. Crossing your arms or maybe tapping opposite knees can be maybe even more useful, but doing something is better than doing nothing. Ground, extend the exhale, and then do some type of tapping can be very, very helpful. I hope you found this helpful, and thanks